Let me move on to a quick question with the Packers.
Sure.
I don't understand, and I don't follow sports. There's a lot of things I don't follow. But why would the Packer organization give money to Planned Parenthood? I mean, what's the relationship between? I don't understand. Aren't they funded by the government? Why would a private company feel the need to do that?
Well, first of all,
particularly when they're losing revenue this year.
Sure. So first of all, Planned Parenthood's a nonprofit. They are technically not. They're not supposed to be funded by the government, but they receive upwards of $500 million every year from the federal government, your taxpayer dollars, and that's something I hope to see ended in a second term for Trump, because I don't want my money going there. But they receive donations and grants from many places beyond the government. The Planned Parenthood applied for a grant from the Green Bay Packers Foundation. Which is funded by the players, and they try to pretend it's two different organizations, but they share some board members. And let's be honest, it's the foundation that's funded by the players. It's the Packers, it's them. They applied for and received a grant of several $1,000s. There's different numbers that have been put out there, but north of $5,000 is what I understand of the situation, ostensibly to do outreach. But anyone that understands how Planned Parenthood works and what they're about and who their founder was, it was founded, and they admit this, by the way, the Planned Parenthood has finally admitted, after decades of denying it, that their founder, Margaret Sanger, was a virulent racist who used the organization to institute eugenics, and in doing so, their quote, hurt communities of color. Now, that's a really pretty way of saying she targeted black communities with abortion to try to snuff out as many black babies as possible. They have killed more black children than any organization in the history of the United States. That's a fact. And to give money to them is it's unconscionable, particularly for a team that's such a family-friendly franchise. It really makes no sense. And I know there's ads running about that. That's probably where you've heard some of this that are running during the show. But it's really inexplicable why they would have granted that money. But it was just granted in the end of last year. It was discovered, and that's why the organization is that runs the ads is trying to raise awareness of this, because they simply want the Packers to say, you know what, we were wrong. We shouldn't have done it. We won't do it again. That's all they're asking. And much like Steineke and Voss, Planned Parenthood has been the Packers have been pretty silent. They won't really address it. They won't really answer it, because this, again, it's a strategy, Gianni, that's used, and I appreciate the call. We're up against the break here, but it's a strategy that's used too often, which is they think if we just ignore it long enough, people will go away, and they'll stop asking, and they'll stop demanding accountability. So I can't tell you why they did it. I think it was a terrible mistake, and especially in light of them being out there saying, we value black lives, but we give money to an organization that snuffs them out. Doesn't make sense.
This is the Regular Joe Radio Show.